Deep Tinker, nice, I get what you did there. Deep Tinker says, it would seem that some of your larger, more dangerous tools would be overkill for some smaller projects. Yeah, they totally are. Do you ever find yourself wishing you had benchtop versions of your mill and lathe for smaller work? Do you think these would be a safer entry to learn machining on for someone with zero experience? Yes, yeah, totally. If you are learning to use machine tools, I don't think you should go out and buy a Bridgeport unless you get a great deal on a Bridgeport, in which case I say get that Bridgeport. If you are buying a Bridgeport and you don't know much about machine tools, I can tell you one of the fastest things you can do to learn how much a machine's been used is by operating the cross slide on the table and seeing if you can get all the way to the ends. On old machines that have been heavily used, the ways are usually so worn out in the middle that it's got good operation for the middle, like 18 inches. And as soon as you get out to the ends of the cross feed, it starts to bind up. And that means the whole thing needs to be re-scraped. But you asked about benchtop versions of the lathe and mill. And frankly, I've been thinking about it more and more lately, that there's refined small work that I would like to do that my lathe does feel like overkill for. And many years ago, my mentor, Mitch Romanowski, sold me his Emco Compact 5 lathe. Now, I know that Shearline makes lathes and mills, and lots of people use them. They are a little bit light duty for me, most of the Shearline products. They're beautiful, and they have a wide array, and they do lots of CNC stuff, and I know that people get a lot of mileage out of that. There are 3-in-1s that are lathe, mill, drill press combos, and those, I have never seen one that came out of the box ready to use. They require a lot of machine knowledge in order to use. But this specific, oh, wow, nice. What am I, never mind. But this specific brand, the Emco Compact, is it Emco? I think it is Emco. It's like a German company. They make a Compact 5. It's about this big, and it is precise as hell right out of the box. They are really, really nice machine tools. They're easy to use, easy to set up. They make a milling head attachment for the Compact 5, and I had this whole setup. I ended up trading it to Pierre Maurer, I think, for some R2 parts. But that is a terrific entry-level machine. Most, I will just, you know, some of those entry-level, really inexpensive, sorry, the Compact 5, even on eBay now, would run you about $1,000 for a good one. And maybe even a little more for the lathe mill combo, but it's totally, totally worth it. A $300 little mill, I feel like you'll learn a lot, and you'll learn a lot the hard way, because those things are, they don't hold their precision. They need a lot of constant maintenance to stay precise and not get chatter and to get really good results out of them. And you can get really good results out of them. And if you buy one of these and get really good at it, man, using a real mill is going to seem like a vacation to you. So it's not to say that you can't start that way. If all you have is $300 and you got to buy a mill, go buy a mill and get good at it. Because that knowledge is directly transferable to the next bigger machine that you get. But for my money, and I get so confused because there is an Enco and there's an Emco. And it's like, it bends my brain. I had an Enco benchtop mill here for the longest time where my drill press was. And it was a good machine. I did a lot of work on that machine. It was quite robust. But, you know, that small machine weighed 600 pounds. And if you could believe it, I got it up on a stand here by myself, alone. I'm not sure I would do that again today. It's terrifying. Baldo Fraggins. I get it. Asks, do you only buy something new for the shop when you absolutely have to? Or if you see something new and amazing, do you succumb to temptation and buy it just in case you may need it? I do a lot of the latter. Like I said, up there is a hand planer that seemed like a great idea when I was moving into this shop, and I have never used it. So it seemed like it might be useful. It turned out not to be very much. That was definitely something that I also get the same endorphin rush anybody does when they're shopping. And I love shopping for the shopping. But I don't necessarily have to buy something old. In fact, you know, the most difficult thing about the Google right now, or any searching for tools on the internet, is like, there's the basic category, and then there's the question of, am I buying a high-end or robust or heavy duty or medium duty? The signal to noise ratio on the internet right now of determining whether the quality of this tool fits your needs is a nightmare. I'm going to say that again. The signal to noise ratio on the internet makes it really hard to find the tools that best suit your needs, because tool purchases tend to be in the $200 to $1,000 range. And at that range, the vendors, the retailers trying to get their product in front of your eyes are so good at SEO, and they're all clamoring to get in front of your eyes, when you simply want to know, what is the one thing that's like one notch better than the cheapest version? That's the one I want. I frequently would love to know what that is, right? That's where you got to check out machining forums like the Home Machinist, the Practical Machinist, and start reading through other people's experience. That's sort of the only way to determine it, because online searching won't help you. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support us even further, you can by becoming a tested member. Details are, of course, below, but it includes all sorts of perks, and we're building them all the time. You get advanced word and behind-the-scenes photos of some of our projects. Questions, you get to ask direct questions during my live streams, and we have some members-only videos, including the Adam real-time series of unbroken, unedited shots of me working here in the shop. They are weirdly meditative. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.